Hello, everybody. Welcome to 6th Chakra 101. Super exciting to be transitioning into a new chakra. We are only 2 months away from the end of class, so please fill out the form to let us know if you're moving on to year 2. We are creating a schedule for year 2 right now, and we will be sending out more information on that. Most likely, you will have a break till September. Because we only offer year 2 twice a year. And if you sign your contract before class ends, me and Candace still offer $97 sessions for the interim. And what we recommend is from when class ends in May until class starts again in September, seeing one of us at least bi-weekly until class starts again, just at that $97 rate. And then payments for year 2 will start again in September. Marco Polo support from June to September will also cost extra, but we will give you a student discount so that you can stay in touch with us throughout the interim as well, because we don't want to lose track of you between year 1 and year 2. So if you have any questions about that or have not submitted the application telling us you want to move on, please let Candace or I know. Super excited for those of you joining us in Sedona. Remember, we have at this point 1 room left. It can be shared or personal, so let us know if that room is for you. We are going there May 26th to May 31st. Candace and I, after talking to a few people last week, decided we were only going to ask you to pay up front for the costs of the retreat, and you can make the payment plan on the rest. So to cover Candace and I's cost, it's $2,100. And so as long as you can pay that before the retreat starts, if you do need a payment plan, you can pay back the rest afterwards. So hit us up about that if you are interested. And I think last but not least, because we are in the 6th chakra, you are on your last set of partnerships, which is super exciting. So listen up on who your new partners are. And remember, we stay with all of our other partners, but what is this new partner teaching you about your 6th and 7th chakra? And why might you be with this partner during this time? So partners, from March 23rd today until the end of class on May 18th, Michelle, you are with Debbie Kim. Debbie Kim, you are with Michelle. Deborah Denham, you are with Bria. Astra, you are with Tway. Charmaine, you are with Verger. Courtney, you are with Adam. And Keisha, you are with Anna. Yay for the partnership.
Yay. That's exciting. And just a reminder, if you have not booked your last quarterly calls, please do that ASAP, especially because we're both traveling and we have the retreat coming up soon. Slots are quite full. So book ASAP. Excellent. All righty, let's go into our shares. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Thanks, Adam.
I'm doing really good. I felt a big shift the 20th. I know, just like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. I knew it was, the day before or actually the equinox, but then it's kind of been up and down since too. I don't know, just good. Work is good. Everything's good. I feel like I'm seeing little things with the more beauty in things, I guess, instead of, before. So trying to live in the moment, but all is good.
Love it, Adam. So grateful you're here today. And again, with the 6th chakra, you'll begin to learn how we pull images and create our world. So pay attention. Thank you.
Hello, this is Charmaine. Okay. So I have, well, everything's pretty much the same. I received an offer letter on Monday from work, late Monday. Wasn't what I expected, but we worked through it. So I'm in the process now of doing my background check, so on and so forth. So hopefully as of April 5th, I'll be gainfully employed. Yay. So daughter front's still the same. So just keep moving forward. Good things.
Awesome, Charmaine. Thank you for sharing. We will be praying for you and like just hoping that solidifies and anchors into your life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had an amazing weekend. I staffed a seminar, SAI seminars that I had done back in January. And so I was like volunteer staff person. I got to interact and meet and be around an amazing group of people who are all there to grow and, you know, start looking at themselves. That was really cool. I learned a lot more about myself and even connected with this one guy there, and we have a date tonight, which is kind of cool. So yeah, just being open, more clear with everyone. And yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yay, so exciting. Staffing is so much fun. I'm glad that you got that experience and also got to see more of yourself in there. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, hun. All right, who's next?
Okay, I will go. I'm actually driving and stuff, so I had to pull over. But I had a great awareness over the weekend of my judgments and how judgmental I can be. So, yeah, it was really interesting. I remember a book that Nikayla recommended to me when I first started working with her, Judgment Detox. And I was like, you know what? I need to go back to that book because, yeah, like, yeah, just am like not in a bad way. Like I usually would like be like get all down on myself and stuff, and like, oh my God, you're horrible and stuff. But yeah, it was like a really good awareness. That was like, okay, that's an area where we can definitely, you know, use God, you know, and let God help you with that. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me. And besides that, things are looking up. Things are definitely, my whole thing is like, things are always working out for me. So things are always working out for me. So, but yeah, thanks so much for having class and love you guys.
Oh, honey, I'm so excited for you. That's a huge piece to begin to break down so that you are more connected to life itself and to others. I'm really excited you are discovering that and reinvestigating. It's a tough one. We all have it. Thank you, hun. All righty, who's next?
I'll go next. I'm going to follow right along with that, Keisha, because that's really where I've been this last week. So when all of the chaos of the last few weeks ended and stuff, it was like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still like crazy busy, but just lots of realizations, and that whole judgment challenge that you gave us, you know, really hit me and really became super present with me as to, I really realized that I'm almost judge my situations and the circumstances around me more than I judge the people. And that really kind of made me sit and take note and ask why and just kind of look into it. And it's funny because I don't know that I really got any answer as to why I do, but it made me so present to it that it was almost like it just, the minute I started doing it, it was just like, boom, boom, okay, you're doing this, you know, and just really sat back and said, that's just what is. There's no judgment needed. It's just what is. And started looking at the positives and what it could bring to me and what could open up to me and what I need to learn from it. And so it was really cool. So I feel really peaceful. I feel really steady right now. And even though, like I said, plate is still super full, I'm not feeling overwhelmed by it. I'm feeling grateful for it. So that's where I'm at. Thanks.
Thanks, Michelle. You have such a calm demeanor. And it's cool because it's energetically, I can see things around you swirling, but your bubble is really strong and protected. So excited. Thank you. All righty, who's next?
I'll go.
Thank you.
I have been really going through it physically manifesting some letting go. So I actually did some self-love and I took 3 days off of work and have been nurturing me and just taking steps, and the whole listening to everybody about the judgment. I'm like with Michelle, I judge situations and myself more than I realize that I judge myself. Like, oh, you're 55, you should be here. Well, I'm not 55 yet, almost. So that's just where I'm at right now.
Thanks, Deborah. You're doing good, sweetie. All right, Debbie, you are the last on this watch. Oh, and Tway is coming in too.
Hi.
Hello.
Your hair looks so amazing. What's going on? It's a good hair day. Okay, I don't really have anything to say. I just came out of the bathroom. Sorry. My energy is all floating. We're just checking in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Nothing really to report. Maybe you can tell me what's going on with me.
No, I'm not going to do that, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we did get new partnerships. So I don't think you have it in the chats, but you are now with Michelle as your partner.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we lost Tway. So we'll just go ahead and get grounded and set up with 6th Chakra 101.
Yay. Okay, so let's ground first. Everybody bring your energy down to your root. Really just pay attention to your body for a minute, sink in. Let's remove some tension from our 5th chakra since we are just leaving, and really just like pay attention to it. We're not abandoning it. We're not closing it off again. Staying open. And as you ground into the earth, today we call on the heavenly hosts and angels as we activate and open our 3rd eye. May we be able to see all of the ways in which we are blind, all of the ways in which we are hindering our growth or not seeing the truth, and all of the ways that we can view and see the world. Today, bring forward to us for our most beneficial healing all of the things that we need to know and witness as we open and activate our 3rd eye. And most importantly, keep us grounded and rooted into the earth as we expand and open up to this new perception and this new way of being. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Good. You guys are doing pretty well grounding yourself. Some of you didn't like it quite so much today, but good job. Okay, so today we're starting with the 6th chakra. It's so fun and magical up here. but it can also be a little mystifying and delusional. Okay. So as we open up this 6th chakra today, as with always, I'm going to be going over the bullet points. Candace is going to go deeper into the wounding, and then we're going to do a third eye activation so that we can really, for the next 4 weeks, focus on the 6th chakra. For the 6th and 7th chakra, we only spend 4 weeks on these because there's not as much of a wounding body characteristic to learn as there is with the other chakras. So hold on tight. The next 8 weeks, we're going to go really high. Okay. So most importantly, the 6th chakra, I like to call this our screen or our channel. Okay. This is what creates literally this area right here. Let's just wake it up. Wakey, wakey. Good morning. Let your eye flutter open and expand, bringing into your perception. And I really, for the remainder of this call, I want you to focus on seeing from right here. Let's ignore our human eyes for a moment and really see the world from this perception. Okay. And before we get into the bullet points, I want you to take a step back and into this vision. Staying grounded, anchored in. Some of you are already trying to escape. I want you to start seeing if you can feel or see or sense the pixels all around you. As you breathe into the simulation, seeing all the images, all the sensations that you're attracting into you, the way they're formulating themselves to make the images that you see in front of you. The clothes you're wearing, notice they're just slower moving pixels than this energy out here. It's just moving a little slower, which is why it creates this black shirt, right? Can everybody feel that a little bit while staying grounded? Nod your head. That's okay, Deborah. You're just a little scared of opening all the way, okay? So unclench here, Deborah. Unclench. It's safe. Guess what? Candace and I aren't going to let you fly away. Okay, we've got you. It's okay to explore and be here. It's safe to be magical. So I'm assuming Candace is going to clear this in our energy healing, but there is a lot coming up with past lives here for you guys. Some blocks coming up with really intensely being able to open this 6th chakra without causing yourself destruction and chaos. So I want you to know, while you're here with us, you're not going anywhere. We got you. Okay. We're not going to let you cause yourself chaos by being able to dream and feel it all. You can be safe and grounded, and you can create. Okay. So big, deep breath. The 6th chakra is about perceiving the world beyond our human form, beyond our physical body. It's bringing this learning and wisdom and perception into the human form where we can create and understand. So keep your eyes open. If your eyes are closed in the 3rd eye, you're out of your body. You are at the point now where you should be able to be grounded and rooted into the earth while turning on this vision. Okay. The healthy 6th chakra is here and seeing. The unhealthy 6th chakra is seeing and just kind of floating around like Casper, right? They can kind of be here, but they're not really grounded into the earth. Okay. So as you focus on this 3rd eye, here's some bullet points, but remember, we give you a whole workbook, so you don't need to write it all down unless it totally reaches out to you. Okay. Let yourself be here. So the element of the 6th chakra is light. The name is the ajna. It means to perceive or to command. Okay. Purpose is pattern recognition. So we're taking all those pixels of energy and we're creating this world that we see before us. That's what our 6th chakra does. The issues Our image, intuition, imagination, visualization, insight, dreams, and visions. The color is indigo, so the color of the galaxy. When I'm playing with this chakra, I really like to drape it over me like a blanket. And you can feel the safety of that energy as you're grounded and weighted onto the earth. The location is the forehead, the brow, the carotid plexus, the third eye. Okay, so this area right here, big old eyeball right there, wide awake. The identity is archetypal. The orientation is self-reflection. So a lot of times when people have a deficient or an excessive sixth chakra, they're really fucking mental, right? So they either try to be way too grounded and everything is logical and it's black and white and there's no anything, or everything is up here and it's like, well, why this and why this? And is this my ego or my higher self? And then they can never make a fucking decision because they're so stuck in the mental of it all than in the being of it all. Okay. Therefore, the demon of this is illusion. We can totally take ourselves down a dark and twisty path when we get stuck in the illusion of the sixth chakra. Because with the sixth chakra, we can create worlds in our reality. So if our sixth chakra is cloudy and unhealthy, what kind of reality do we create? A dark and twisty one, right? The developmental stage is adolescence. My girls are going through this now, and it's really magical to see the way they're creating their worlds and their realities by the perceptions that they have formed from the first through the fifth chakra as they reach this age of adolescence. And they've really taken in all of these different chakra learnings. They take all of that information and they create the world in front of them. That's what you guys get to do now. You get to take all this healthy knowledge that you've learned in chakras 1 through 5, and you get to choose what world you want to create from them. So therefore, the developmental tasks for these adolescents, or when you're reparenting this part of yourself, is to establish your personal identity and the ability to perceive patterns. The basic right is to see, and I don't mean seeing here, right? Seeing here with all of our senses. Balanced characteristics. So if your sixth chakra is open and flowing, very balanced, you are intuitive, you are perceptive, you are imaginative, you have good memory, good dream recall, you're able to think symbolically, and you're able to visualize. So those of you at the beginning of the course who couldn't see the colors and couldn't do the journeys, it's just because the flow of energy up to this sixth chakra was getting stuck. And now that we're here and we've kind of cleaned out all the pipes, it should be nice and flowy. Traumas and abuses that can form these wounding patterns are what you see doesn't go with what you're told. So this is when dad's drunk on the couch and you come down in the middle of the night and mom is like, oh no, honey, everything's okay. You didn't see anything, right? And your little magical self is like, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure I just saw dad drunk. And she's like, no, 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 that's not what you saw, right? You didn't hear them fighting. You didn't hear or see the violence. That didn't make you sad. That's so silly to think that way, right? These are all the things that parents can say to us to make us stop trusting that part of ourselves. And then the invalidation of intuition or psychic occurrences. This is luckily not happening as much to the children now as it used to, but this is when our beautiful gifts are there, where we can see spirits or we can sense things, and our parents say, no, you're imagining it, or that's evil, or don't talk about that, right? Or we look at all the horror shows that show us how evil witches and magic and spirits are. And then we think because we felt or saw those things, then we must be bad too, right? So also ugly or frightening environments like war zones and violence. if this is deficient, so it's crunched down and dehydrated, you are insensitive, you have poor vision, poor memory, difficulty seeing the future, lack of imagination, difficulty visualizing, poor dream recall, denial. You can't see what's going on in front of you. This is when we get stuck in those abusive relationships that everyone knows is abusive except for us, right? Monopolarized, one true or right way. So that tunnel vision of this is the way the world is, and this is only the way the world is. If it's excessive, so it's really wobbly and there's way too much fucking energy there, you have hallucinations, delusions, obsessions, difficulty concentrating, and nightmares. This is where we get those stalkers, right? Who create entire relationships in their head about these men or women who have no idea who they are. But to the stalker, it is real, right? That's a delusional 6th chakra. Physical malfunctions are headaches and vision problems. Healing practices, create visual art, visual simulation, meditation, psychotherapy, working with your memory, working with your dreams, connecting to images and feelings, dream work, and past life regression. And some affirmations to heal this chakra that I'd love for you to say after me is, I see all things in clarity. I am open to the wisdom within. I can manifest my vision. So as we go through this 6th chakra, what I want you to start doing is looking at everything we've taught you from 1st through 5, right? Clearing out that energy, really allowing it to flow in a healthy and balanced way. And from there, from that grounded, centered place, tap into your intuition and your clairsenses and start to see what you feel and experience in this world. We're just going to take it nice and easy because I can feel all of the shit coming up. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Thanks, guys.
Oh boy, this chakra is getting me right now. So I'm a little emotional because it's like the images are clearing up, especially as I begin to share with you about the wounding pattern. And this happens basically in adolescence, age 12 and up. And basically in childhood, they experience some traumatic experiences where they begin to pretend to not see it and repress their memories or disassociate from the experience because it was so intense. And it's interesting because one of my sitters had tortured myself and my brother when we were younger. And in that time, it was the scariest thing because you're young and not knowing how to manage it and how to deal with it. But I repressed those memories and I disassociated that was even who I was or that was happening to me because I wasn't able to tell people about it. And so as I had continued to live, it's like my memories of my childhood got lost and all the good things were gone. And that's what happens because you don't want to remember any of that. And as I began to work with it, sorry, excuse me a second. As I began to work with it, I saw that I was able to see myself again and my childhood and come back to the goodness. But it takes time because those images, are just playing in your head about the torture and whatever abuse or whatever, because you can't share it with anybody because no one will help you or believe you, right? And it often happens too with, things you do see. And that's what happens is when you disassociate, you fly to the ethers and you're like trying to find a way out, right? And when you're out there, you actually do see a lot of things, which is amazing, because you see the angels holding you. You see the love that's around. And I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really in it right now. And it's just hard to ground into your body, into the experience of life, because you're wondering when that's going to happen again, right? And so a lot of the people that have really big third eyes, it's because they're escaping a lot of what's here in this world, because there's a lot of pain and suffering. And so, you know, it either gets closed down and they get numb and they don't see anything anymore, or they begin to see everything. And it's interesting because in my experience, it's like I saw everything, but that also scared me because, you know, watching, you know, horror movies and things like that, you begin to associate what you see with that, because no one really talks about being able to see as a good thing, right? So then I'd see things at night and in my room, or, you know, and I'd get freaked out. So I'd shut that down. So then it began to be like this tug of war with the experience. And so oftentimes we just close it all down and we leave our bodies. And so a lot of times this energy, we disassociate from even our body. So we can't even see or sense things, what's happening with our body. And we close down our physical eyes from seeing anything. So we just see what we want to see. And now as they're estranged from their body, they get prone to depression and panic attacks and severe anxiety. And they're wondering what's going on, but all of those repressed energies and emotions are what's trying to come up and show up. But they often go to like psychiatrists and psychologists, and they take these pills, which then just suppress that even further until they're completely numb. But if they had the actual support of talk therapy and working through these things, that energy can begin to release naturally, because it's just tension and stress in the body from all the images that they've seen in the past that are not validated, right? And now they're just little things freak them out here and there. But unfortunately, this can create a lot of borderline personality, which basically is intense clinging and dependency, needing like this exclusive engulfing relationship, like, you know, we were talking about like the stalkers. And they have basically minimal boundaries, and they live on this psychotic energy field of seeing so many things that's out of the ordinary consciousness. They might start to experience multiple personality disorder, which then, especially if they're, you know, sexually abused, tortured, war, death experiences, this then, you know, they begin to like create all these types of scenarios, right? So it's really important with this wounding pattern, especially if you're going through it, to share, right, with us especially, because, you know, a lot of times we can be up here and we can see so many things, but at the same time, when you can ground in the energies and begin to work on the repressed memories and the disassociation, then you come back to reality, and then you have now this open, beautiful realm that you can see, as well as grounding. So you can use it as wisdom, right? And then you have more attunement to your intuition. So the cool thing is that if you have a really good third eye chakra, you develop an amazing psychic development that is grounded and gives guidance and wisdom for yourself and for others. Your consciousness is awakened, and you're clearing away the illusion, because there's a lot of people that put a lot of smoke screens up. And if you've noticed, like especially with the advent of this whole internet, there are a lot of people, you know, claiming certain things. But if you feel a tingle inside of your body, like something's off here, trust that truly, because what people are putting out there is the illusion of you can get this and you can get that, but then you feel it inside like there's something off here. And it's happening more and more right now because so many people are awakening their consciousness. Your inner perception has a lot of healthy memories and fantasy images and archetypes that you can utilize. So it's also important to begin to like study mythology, look at archetypes, and play with mythological creatures so that you can begin to like allow yourself to not just be so here in the earth, but open up to, you know, all these things that so many people have seen over the years, like historically, that, you know, we've literally whittled it down to like, oh, that's not real, but they are in some big ways. But we've, especially with power and control, have covered it a lot with so much crap that we forget to see the magic that's here. So the 6 chakras are also open-minded because they have seen so many things. They're able to really open their perceptions to something more. And I always think about like the people that have invented things that we've never seen before, right? Like 100 years ago, from Tesla, who even, like, I watched his show and he even thought of the internet before his time. Anyone could actually fathom it. Like and if you watch the show, he's like, I sense it, I feel it, I see it around. He's, you know, but he couldn't really, you know, bring people to believe in it because they're so closed-minded, and that's all they can see is this here, right? So a lot of people didn't fund his projects. They also can dream fluidly and be able to use the symbols that they utilize to begin to suss out their life. And dreams are amazing, especially if you begin to study them. I took a few years to study mine, and I was diligent, and I was like, I am going to figure out my dreams, right? And every morning I'd write my dreams out, and then I had my book and I'd go through all the symbolism. And then I'd let it go and then read it again at the end of the day. And I began to see like, whoa, this is where I was acting like this in my life. And it was a way for me to begin to understand myself on a deeper level. And you can make it happen. I even actually was able to, because someone else said it, I think it was, I forget the author. I think he wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. However, he wrote a lot of books on spirituality. And he said he had astral traveled with his wife in his dreams and was able to meet in his dreams with them. And I was dating a guy who was super spiritual at that time too. And I was like, I want to try that. And so we made it a point to make it a date and meet in our dreams. And I was very intentional, and I was serious, and I was really willing to believe it could happen to me. And one night we met and we had an amazing time in the dream, and we woke up and we asked each other, did you see this? Did you see that? And it was, we were really there. So it was amazing, and it's possible, but we don't think it's possible because we've been shut down to it for so long, right? And I'm reading a lot of books right now on Atlantis and Lemuria, and they have been able to reach these abilities. And the thing is because they were allowed, you know, they allowed their minds to expand and to grow and communicate telepathically and utilize things in a way that wasn't so power hungry and control. But again, things happened and they started to see that power and control because we're only human, and they literally destroyed themselves. But the technology is there, the information is there. We're just thinking it's like a far off civilization that didn't exist. And so we dismiss the information, right? But if you're open-minded, things can really happen, because again, with the 6th chakra, what you put in and believe is true can actually happen if you practice at it, right? So they have open insight to the non-physical planes as well as the inner planes, because then, you know, what you start seeing is everything is symbology around you, right? Like Michelle was talking about the flood that hit her home. And as we began to like see what was happening into her life, she was like, oh, that makes so much sense, right? So there's things around that like the energies of the symbology is literally all around you. And that's why we have all that, the signs and synchronicities happening. And then you kind of catch on and you're like, oh my God, this is real. This is true. Like from, you know, the angel numbers of 111, my favorite number is 1234. That always happens for me. Every time I look at the clock, it's those numbers. So it's like, these are really real and profound, and there's lots of guidance. And that's where, again, with the sixth chakra, you can see that guidance all around you. And I love it, Adam, 555. Yeah, lots of numbers are happening because there's a lot of help right now, right? The planet is shifting and changing on so many levels. They developed a very strong intuition and they respond well to it, right? Connecting with your intuition. How funny is that? I love it. Connecting with your intuition is literally your higher self sharing with you what's needed of you right now. Like, we only can see so much, again, with the images and memories of what we have here. But at the same time, if you open your mind, you can see like beyond that and understand the symbols and put it all together for the meaning of your life, right? We're being shown right now very deeply. You begin to trust and practice and open to your inner feelings and voices and images that come to your consciousness. And that's something I do with my work, right? When we're clearing energy and going into the Akashic records, like, I just calm my mind, you know, I get set to be a clear and neutral channel so that I'm not in the way. And then all of a sudden, like, an image appears and I ask, am I supposed to share this? And it's like, yes. So then I share and they're like, oh my God, that hit me. That's exactly what I'm going through. I had no idea, you know what I mean? But because I'm working on this energy and grounding into myself, it just becomes more prevalent. And as you practice, you develop it strongly. And the really cool part of the sixth chakra too is soon you'll be able to rise beyond your conflicts and begin to see from a higher perspective of why it's happening for you. Because a lot of times, you know, if you're stuck in the lower chakras, especially survival, or if your emotions are taking you over and you don't have solid boundaries, then of course, like, the conflicts are real, right? We feel it, we see it, it's happening to us. But if you can take a moment and go, what is the higher lesson of this, and begin to see from that bird's eye view, you begin to see like, oh shit. You know, I had that experience a little bit ago around, you know, people pleasing. I thought I had gotten rid of it, and I still had that word consideration that I had told you about. And underneath that consideration was people pleasing hiding. So it's really interesting as you like begin to see from that higher perspective of how, you know, things you're doing in your life are still keeping you stuck within the conflicts that you don't wish. And that's the beauty of this work, is like, you just are open to more of your information and your knowingness to help you begin to like remove yourself from those identities and ideas and into where you really want to be. And lastly, you know, you have vision with 4 possibilities. And when you have that, then you are thinking not from the set of the things that you have right now to what's possible. And I always say, what else is possible? How does it get any better than this? And then it always gets better. You know what I mean? So we can play with this. It's like, what are you holding on to? Because if the image is, I'm never going to get out of this situation, or life never works out for me, or I keep on attracting these people, what you think does create on such deep levels, right? Until you begin to acknowledge it and allow yourself to be real and honest with yourself and really find your way through, right? And that's what we've been doing here all along with Sacred Soul Embodiment, is giving you an opportunity to see past yourselves into what's possible. Because this is what has been created with our old belief systems from our parents to society. And this is not all of who we are. This is just a fragment, a blip of who we think we are. And that's where we can create even more things, right? So this chakra is beautiful, but it also is tumultuous. And especially right now, so many people that claim like open your third eye and this, they're just in woo-woo land, which if you're in the astral realm, like it is infinite. There's so much out there, right? And you can tune into things that are not good for you. And that's why we always teach you to ground first, trust yourself, and make sure. Well, in second year, we always use our pendulum to test, like, is this person for me? What percent? And, you know, what am I attracted to with this person? It's like being able to discover for yourself, like what's really going to work for you, because it might not work for everyone, right? And it doesn't mean the person has to be in integrity. It's more about like, is this person, what they're teaching, their message, really right for me on the path? Or am I just in that spiritual searching that I'm accepting everything and anything because I'm like in that place of just needing more information? Because not all information is good for you, right? Just think about the internet. You're just searching. You can go down so many rabbit holes. But that's where you have to be in tune with yourself. That's why we start with the root chakra down, so that you can rise up to this point of understanding like what is for your life right now, because not everything is for your life right now. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. So can you have days where it does just like open and you're like, ah, and then other days like today, I'm like, I don't want to open it. And because I don't know why I didn't want to open it. So you're both saying yes and smiling.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
it's
some
like I've
days.
seen numbers for a long time now, and it's like, and that purple swirl, so it can change daily.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also, again, your capacity to hold it, right? Because it is fleeting, right? But it's there. We just anchor into the reality sometimes and we lose it. Like I remember when I first saw the layers of the field and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't want to move because it was just in my face. And I was just in awe and just soaking it in. But the moment I started to think about it, it went zoom, bye-bye, right? And I was like, oh, you know, and then you try to get it, but there's no try, right? It's more of like seeing past and allowing yourself to just look beyond what you think you see. It's pretty amazing, but we teach that a lot in second year.
Cool. So before we go into the journey today, a couple things we're going to do. Number one, everybody sit up straight, feet flat on the floor. Root cord coming out of your perineum. See it, feel it, going all the way into the earth. Keep going, Courtney. Debbie, keep going. Okay, 3 anchors coming out from the root cord, anchoring into the earth. Anchoring in. It's safe, you're okay. So we're going to clear 2 quick things. So put your hand on your heart and belly and just say out loud, I am divine. Let that kind of spill around in you. Okay, now big deep breath. These are going to get harder and harder, and I want you to just notice the resistance, and Candace and I are going to get rid of all of that energy, okay? I am magical. It's okay if you felt that one. I am magical. Cool. I am a wizard. So breathe here. Notice the thought patterns. It's all G. It's just words we're saying. I am a witch. It's okay. You're safe. We're just saying words. We're just saying words. Notice the fear. And I want you to take a deep breath. This is going to clear and activate all the energy in your bottom 5 chakras. So just breathe it in. It's going to be really loud. Deborah and Michelle, breathe into your 3rd. You're safe. The reason we said that is because you guys, 4 of you on this call have a lot of just distortion in your mental field right now that's going to inhibit you from activating this 6th chakra. So just wiggle off the fear. You're safe. Okay? You get to choose what you see. You're going to feel a lot of sensation. Candace always clears a bunch of shit during the 6th chakra one. So you're going to feel stuff. And I just want you to let yourself surrender, okay, and be with the magic. So I'm going to ask you guys all to lay down, put headphones in if you have them. If you're at work, please lean back in your chair, get really comfortable. Take a bunch of deep breaths. You don't hear anything?
No, I don't hear it. A little bit more.
I'm trying to find it, sorry.
That's better.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Every breath you take, sinking deeper and deeper into relaxation. Deeper and deeper into the subconscious mind. Every breath you take, sinking deeper and deeper into the psyche. As you breathe, imagining yourself walking down a beautiful white hallway. Pure white marble from the ceilings to the floors. Every crack and crevice around you is brilliant white energy. As you walk down this hallway, excited about where you're going, an energy floods the tunnel, filling with deep crimson red energy, grounding you into the earth. as your focus and awareness is increased with this powerful grounding energy. Continuing to walk down the hallway. Beautiful orange energy begins to flood the room and all the walls. As this beautiful orange energy surrounds you, penetrates you, you're filled with the most passionate, creative energy you've ever experienced. Your entire being comes alive as you surrender into the pleasure. Continuing to walk now, a deep yellow replaces the orange. Breathing in this perfect yellow energy, your core activates. You find your freedom, your individuality, as you proclaim yourself a sovereign being. You find your freedom. As a deep green now replaces the yellow, spirals of green enter in and out of your heart space. Your entire frequency rises to the frequency of love. Enormous, creative, connective energy surges through you. Your heart opening and expanding to connect with all around you. You are safe to be in relationship. Continuing to walk down the beautiful hallway. A bright blue floods your system, allowing you to step into your authentic truth, to find your voice, your essence, your soul calling, and proudly proclaim it for the world to hear as this beautiful blue energy washes over you. As this energy deepens into the color of the galaxies in the night sky, a beautiful indigo wave of energy floods through your system, activating and opening your third eye. All senses are now active as you see, feel, taste, touch, sense, and know all the answers in the universe that you're ready for now. And with a final burst of color, a powerful violet floods your system from head to toe, awakening the divinity within, arising into form. You are now connected from source to ground, core, center, focused, alive. As all of the colors fade and you find yourself back in the beautiful white hallway, a door with the paintings of the universe and the astral realm all over it catches your eye. As you walk through the door, you're portaled to another world in a room of iridescent lights and colors. You see a table laying in the center of the room. You feel called to lie on this table, and as you do, 7 heavenly hosts surround you. One of your guides begins to put an anointing oil where your third eye is. And as the oil touches your forehead, A beautiful third eye appears, wide and ready to see the world. These guides are here for you today to awaken and activate all channels of your 6th chakra as you call in your clairsenses, your ability to hear, your ability to feel, your ability to know, your ability to sense, your ability to taste, smell, and see. The world beyond worlds is active now. As this energy activates and flows through your body, your guides have a powerful message for you today. As your third eye opens and expands, allow this message to penetrate your being, where it will never be forgotten. The time to listen is yours. And as the powerful message comes to an end, thank your guides for being here with you today and activating your third eye chakra. As you begin to blink your third eye, bringing into view all of your senses and intuition, notice the clear channel of energy, the crisp layers of knowing, seeing, and feeling residing in you now. Still grounded into the earth and awakened to a new perception of the world, you now have the power to channel, create, and perceive any world you choose. As you sit up off the table and your guides disappear back into the astral realms, allow yourself to reintegrate as you walk back out the galactic door, stepping back through the portal, taking a deep breath in through your nose. As you find yourself back in your human body, in the beautiful white tunnel, walking closer and closer to the beginning of your journey, allowing yourself to open up every crevice inside your human form, bringing yourself back to a higher state of consciousness in your human body. Every breath you take, your heartbeat begins to normalize. Your breath begins to slow and deepen as you are conscious and awake here and now in human form, taking a deep breath in, opening your eyes, feeling the perceptions of your third eye. Beautiful job. Blink it out. Take some deep breaths. There was a lot there. Okay, I would love for you to share about your journey. I'll put a minute on the clock. You can share any aspect, what you felt, what you saw, what you experienced, anything you want.
Two things. As in between the hallway and the table, I got this really odd, like visual, almost like of people and things like peeking like inside of me. They were on the very lower part of my visual, like they were trying to reach up and peek in. It was almost like charcoal characters, and there were a whole bunch of them. And then as I walked through the door and saw the table, they went away. And as I laid on the table, the guides told me that to be a leader, a guide, and that I needed to let go of all that hindered me so that I could meet that destiny. And what popped into my head was Hebrews 12:1, which is you are so surrounded by a heavenly host. Release the, I can't remember it verbatim, but you must release all that hinders you in order to run the race and have perseverance for your destiny, basically. And that's what popped into my head.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Michelle. I think the gray figures you saw are different guides in past lives coming in, ready to expose themselves to you, and your vision will get better and better the more you practice this. So good work. Love it.
Through a window or something. It was odd.
So cool. Who's next?
I'll go. I was like, I saw this bright light, and then I looked up, and there was like the galaxies. It was just going around and around and around, and there was just such peace, and I was just like this little kid looking up in awe.
I love that. Thank you. Lots of beautiful experiences happening. Deborah, I do want you to focus on your senses, and also really diving into your witchiness and magicalness, okay? Because there's a big thing coming up there. So I really want you to look at that, okay? Who's next?
Sure, I'll go. It was kind of hard to concentrate because of the pitter patter of feet running back and forth upstairs. I did see some colors through my third eye, but it was more my senses, like my hands were tingling. And when the tuning fork, like something happened in my nose. So it was more bodily sensations and senses and just some colors.
Yay. At least we know you're in your body, yeah? Cool. Thank you, Adam. Who's next? Tway?
I-
Are you trying to go? Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. And then Charmaine.
I saw like kind of is like my painting that I paint last week. It was not like exactly the same, but I catch like some glimpse of it, and I felt like a sense of like tingly in my body, like throughout my whole body. It's pretty cool.
Yummy. I love it. Thank you. Charmaine.
Sorry, I couldn't get to that mute button. Very similar to Adam. My hands and feet got very cold. But I was very in my body, more, but very cold. And then continued to feel healer. That's what I kept coming to mind, was healer.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, we have Astra, Debbie, or Courtney.
I can share. So I know I felt really light and like and bright. And when I got to my guides, the phrase "you have the power" was really strong, and the word "create" sort of kept like ringing. So I felt really, really good there. I didn't have any. I was a little distracted. I'm sort of at work. People are like walking by, but yeah, it was a good experience.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Astra. Debbie or Courtney?
I guess I'll go. When my guys were coming towards me, they were basically just telling me everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Take one step at a time. Everything's going to just be okay. Just do the best you can. And you know, they basically like hugged me, and that's kind of just reassuring.
Beautiful, Court. One thing I want you to take away from this, okay, is those guides you felt and saw are just as real as me and your classmates sitting in front of you, and just as real as the little child you have running around in your house. And they are always with you. And I know that life is overwhelming right now, but you have that team of guides that you can go to every day, that you can talk to, and that can hold you. And I want you to remember that, okay? Okay. Debbie.
Okay, I'll tell you my story. You can tell me if you think this is weird, because I'm such a good student. I followed exactly what you told me to envision, Kyla. But so when I'm lying on the table and you say the 7 guides come to visit me, and one stands at my head and the other 3 stand at each side. Do you guys want to hear this? Is this TMI?
No, tell me.
And so they touch me on my shoulders, my elbow, insert elbow, wrist, and my third eye. And they tell me, you are beautiful and you are deserving of love. And when they tell me that, it makes me believe it and feel like if I know that, I don't need to go around asking for other people to tell me that, because doing that actually keeps people from coming close to you, because it's like a needy thing. So that was the lesson that they told me. But this is one thing I want to ask you guys about. And then I saw like this package, and it was like a square package, and it was really wonderful. And I needed to pick it up and hold it and really like love it and hold it close. And as I was seeing this, I'm wondering, well, what is this that I'm wanting? Because we're also looking for a puppy. And I'm thinking, is this a puppy? But then I didn't think it was. So I'm like, oh, okay, I need to ask Candace and Nikayla, what is this package? And it was this beautiful coral, like flamingo pink color. And I needed to hold it close and love it. So don't judge, you guys. You asked, so I told you.
There is no judgment here. I am so happy you shared that with us. And, you know, just like I was telling Courtney, those guides are always with you and reminding you of that love, right? And your own inner validation at all times. And so I want you to lean into that. And for me, as I tuned into the package, it wasn't something, you know, like tangible for us to tell you. It was actually like more about you and your love for yourself and your own inner beauty and soul essence. And it was like, here you go, like a here you go kind of energy of just like remembering who you are. And it feels really, really emotional and really like clenching at my heart space as I talk about it. So that just tells me it's like really deep, unconditional, loving energy. And I think for me, that would represent, you know, your love for yourself. So maybe meditate on that a little bit more and see what comes up. Yeah.
Okay, so I did the clearing on you guys, and the question is, why is their third eye not opening? And the first one I got was this belief of fatigue, and what that means is basically we believe we're fatigued, and we do everything in our power to get unfatigued by drinking coffee, by, you know, energy drinks or whatever, and which actually burns us out, and then we don't have access to our information, right? So and that's at 100%. So that just shows, especially right now with especially society, we're like literally running on like 24/7 open for business all the time, rather than taking a rest and giving ourselves a break so that then we can actually open up to what's inside of us. We're just always out here. So really reeling that energy back in and coming back to yourself and taking more time for yourself. Next I had to, or actually I apologize, before I could even work into the field, your guardian angels came up. Basically they wanted to share with you that they are here guarding you and protecting you, especially from a lot of the earthly struggles right now. And that there's no need to worry, like work on yourself, do what you're doing, everything is going to be fine. And so they're really working overtime to like keep you within a container to protect you. All right. Next, we went into refining your consciousness, and we had to again recalibrate all of your DNA, your cells, everything again, because it's like a whole new level when you get to this realm, right? And it's like washing away a lot of this energy to come back into a new, like a curiosity of a new understanding of yourself, especially as you come here. Next was a belief of hating God. And the question that was like a subline to it is, why is any of this happening to us? Like all this pain and suffering. And part of that is like, why does God let this happen? But it was only at 11%. So there's more trust and faith in, you know, your higher power than ever before. But there's still that tinge of like, really, like, what's all this for? Why is it all happening? But that can also inhibit you from opening your third eye, because it's like just trusting that everything again is meant for you. Next is a block to giving yourself freedom to think, to see, to feel, to open to your psychic gifts. You know, we hold this part of us hostage, and it wants to soar and be free and give you access to more of your information, access to like connecting. It's like we've always wanted the playbook of how to live Earth, life here on Earth, right? It's right here. You're just not opening it, right? Next, I had to clear reservations to expanding your consciousness to open up to possibilities. You know, a lot of us live within this tight knit of who we think we are, and like we're being urged, but like a lot of you said, I'm seeing signs, but I'm ignoring it. I'm seeing this, I'm ignoring it, I'm not paying attention. And so you're keeping yourself within this box when literally your soul's like ready to like, let me show you more. Let me show you what else. Right. And I'd like to see a vision of, you know, a dad taking their child to, you know, show them something more amazing, more beautiful than, you know, something that they're experiencing, like taking them on a trip. Like, I want to show you this, I want to show you this. But it's like you're like, no, I don't want to leave the house, you know, I don't want to go anywhere, I'm staying here. But there's something even more amazing, right? And then lastly, there's some hidden programs that are blocking you, and that is that to accept your wholeness, like you are 100% human and you are 100% divine. You have been really good at knowing your human selves, but to explore this, it freaks you out. So like, begin to explore your fullness, your wholeness of who you are. And the other is a block to your joy. So again, we've explored how many ways to experience pain and suffering and all of that, and that's filled our mind. You know, it's all in here, all the moments that anyone has done anything bad to us or we've done anything bad, and it's sticking right here. But if you let it go, again, you'll start to see the joy that's there in every moment of your life. And that is it for the clearing for your 6th chakra. Any questions? Awesome. So have fun with this week, because you're going to probably have some amazing things come to sight. You might see, like, out of the corner of your eye, something like scurry by. Like, don't be afraid, truly. I'm going to share with one story real quick. Like, I had a client that had called me to do a house clearing. Their son was being woken up in the middle of the night, and he'd wake up like, ow, 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 ow. And they were freaked out about it. And I go and do a clearing on them. And what had come out of it is a little girl was jumping on his bed wanting to play with him. And it was, as she was jumping on him, he was saying, ow, ow, ow. So, you know, I cleared her to the light, and he was only 2 years old at that time. A year and a half later, he asked his mom, Mommy, what happened to that little girl who visited me at night? And she called me, she's like, oh my God, you know, because he didn't know that we were doing this. We did this without him, obviously. So just so you know, like, things that you think are happening aren't really what it is. Okay. We just have those thoughts of horror films and all that stuff in our head that really obscure our ideas from what really is there.
Have fun.
I have a
Love
quick
you
question,
guys.
if you don't mind.
Go for it, Adam.
So the symbolism for the third eye, I know, like, it's not, I know, like, the Catholic Church, like, the pine cone is everywhere. And in the Vatican too. That's the symbol for the pineal gland, which is basically the same thing, right?
I don't know, honey. Do you know, Nikayla?
I do not.
Okay. But, and it's not the same that's like on the dollar bill, like the all-seeing eye.
I don't know that either.
As far as like the chakra symbol, or what do you?
Well, like the third eye is like, that's where the pineal gland is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the pineal gland, I think, is the shape of a pine cone. And the pine cone symbolism is everywhere.
You know better than I, honey.
Okay. No.
Research it and get back to us, and maybe put it in the Facebook book to help us. Deborah says
Okay.
yes, so she knows what
Yeah,
you're talking
I know it's in the Catholic Church everywhere.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I love that stuff.
Yeah, there's symbols everywhere.
Everywhere.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome today.
Bye, loves. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.